Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Prepper Podcast. And I'm honoured today to be joined by Matt, aka Sapper Prepper UK, who's a member of the UK Urban Prepper channel and part of our UK Prepper network. How are you doing, Matt?
Yeah, good. Thanks yourself.
Yeah, I am excellent. I'm excellent. Thanks for coming on doing this. It's really appreciated.
Yeah, no problem.
It's always good to get different perspectives from around the prepping world. So we'll start with the questions that you probably already know are coming because I ask everyone the same things. So the first one is always, do you class yourself as a prepper?
Yes, I do.
Yep. There's no messing about.
No messing about there. Straight in.
Excellent. I like it. With that, are you a lone wolf or part of a group?
No, I'm actually, bar me wife and son, we're a bit of a lone pack at the moment.
Yeah.
I am thinking about starting a group up, but it's how you approach it. You know what I mean? Trying to get neighbours in and ones you can trust. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's always difficult to broach the subject without coming across like someone crazy.
Yeah.
So let me just adjust that. Okay. So how did you start prepping? That's probably the biggest question.
Basically, it was with the start of the Ukraine war. Okay. The talks of nukes got me a bit nervous, you know what I mean? And I thought, if in the eventuality that they do start flying, then if we come out the other side of it, then I want to be able to survive, you know what I mean, and look after my family. So that's when I started getting into just holding back a few things, like and buying the extra tin here and there. And
so you're quite a recent prepper then.
Yeah.
But you do have a military background.
Yes, I do. I'm ex-Royal Engineers.
Ex-Royal Engineers. Could you tell us a bit about that? How long were you in? And what?
I was in 3 years. I served with 30th Engineer Brigade, Brigade Headquarters. I served there basically all my military career.
Right. Okay. How much of that crossed over into prepping? How much of the military mindset do you think you use now as a prepper?
Not really much of it, because I was mainly demolition. So we blew things up.
You don't think that comes into parcels prepping? Could be a very handy member of somebody's group knowing how to do that. This is why he's part of our network.
Yeah.
So what are you prepping for specific events wise? Obviously you say the Ukraine war.
It's World War III basically.
So is it like the fallout side of that, or is it just a case of if it happens everywhere else and we're okay, but there's going to be disruptions?
I mean, I'm prepping because if the bombs do land, you know yourself, it's going to be a wipeout.
Yeah.
So basically I'm bugging in because I've got a broken spine, so I can't really go plodding off into the wilderness. So I'm bugging in. I'm hunkering down. I'm bugging into my property. I'm hoping. I've applied to. Well, not applied, but sent an email to my local MP to see about getting her support for building a bunker in my back garden.
Good luck with that. They don't like talking to us. My reply from the MP was literally, we don't really engage with fringe groups. I'm like, how long will this be a fringe group if everybody's doing it?
Yeah. So I'm just waiting to hear. So I'm not expecting a reply, if I'm honest, but you got to try it.
Gotta try. I'd really be interested if you do get a reply. That'd be an interesting one. With your prepping, I don't know if this was part of prepping or if it's something you did before, but you have a foundation license in amateur radio. If I'm correct.
that just came out in the 80s. I was big in CB.
Yeah.
And CB sort of died off, as you know, and then it sort of picked up again. About 20 years ago? Yeah. And I thought, with CB, you can only get a maximum of 4 watts out, and you're going to have some massive area to be able to get any distance. So I thought, I'll have a look at ham radio. And I figured out, found out what sort of licenses were about, and then I applied to do my foundation license. I failed it the first time because I did it part of a club. The teacher was absolute rubbish.
Right.
So I went online and I did it through the RSGB. did it at home, studied at home, and I passed it first time, no problems.
Right.
So that's when I became a foundation licensee, and I can get up to now, because they've changed the rules, I can get 20 watts out max. I mean, they say you should only need 5 watts anyway, because the idea of ham radio is to get out as far as you can on as least watts as possible.
Yeah.
So I'm quite happy to stay at the foundation level, because 20 watts, you can get quite far on 20 watts with a good aerial. So yeah. I'm quite happy as I am at the moment.
But how much is involved in the learning and passing of the test? Is it quite a heavily involved course, or is it quite easy to do?
It can be. Yeah, it depends on your learning level. There's a lot of electronics in it, and a lot of like Ohm's law, things like that involved.
Right.
You got to be wised up on math as well, because there's a lot of math involved.
Right. Okay.
So, yeah.
So would you recommend it for other preppers to do? Because I know a lot of people have the ham radios. They'll have them in the Faraday cages. They'll keep them like that. And the school of thought is, I'm not going to need a license when
if it's
without rule of law,
then there's going to be no one there to enforce the license. So, in my opinion, you would be all right using it because if it is going to be tilt wacky, then the military are going to close down all the frequencies to use for themselves. So it'll be a case of you'll have to find an empty frequency that they're not using and use that. Yeah. I've actually purchased off Ofcom my own frequency.
All right, okay.
So I use one frequency. I use that for my family.
Okay. What kind of if you don't mind me asking, what kind of cost is something like that?
I think it's £100 for 5 years.
Right. Okay, that's not bad at all, really.
Yeah.
If you're part of a group, it'd be a good investment as part of a group, because if you were all chipping in, it wouldn't be that much.
Yeah,
plus, then you've always got away. And how's that enforced? So, I mean, what stops me from putting your frequency in and going, "Hello, Matt's family"?
There'd be nothing if you knew the frequency.
No.
It's not. They say it's not policed, but if there's Ofcom mainly use enforcement vans,
right?
So if your course, if they find your frequencies coming from your house, and they come in, they check the address first. Hold on a minute, there's no license registered here. We'll go and investigate.
Right.
And then they come knocking on your door. Are you licensed? If not, if you are, we want to see your license.
Right.
You have to produce a paper copy then of your license.
Okay. Right. Okay. So it is kind of enforced then in that way.
Yeah, to a degree. I mean, it's not like the old Busby was with CB ones. They're out in force, like.
Yeah.
It's as I say, it's not as bad as Busby was in the 80s.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. I mean, it's something I want to do because I think my school of thought is I'll get more familiarized with it if I use it now rather than waiting till SHT and stuff like that. So
I would recommend it to anyone.
Yeah,
it can be quite fun. It's sort of a contest. Then you contest to see how far you can get out, how many calls you can get, and they're on quite regular.
Is it social? Is it quite social?
Yeah.
So you can speak to random people.
There's clubs out there that you can join as well, and they do what they call a fox hunt. And it's not actually where you're chasing a fox with dogs. It's where you'll get one of the ham radio operators will go out in his car with a handheld radio, and he'll call out his call sign every now and again. And then you get the rest of the club using Yagi antennas and a handheld radio, and they'll hone in on his signal.
Right.
And then they have to find him. The first one to find him wins it.
I tell you what, that's good training, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
That's good training, honing on the guy with the supplies. I mean, you're relatively new to prepping, so I mean, what kind of stage are you at? Would you say where are you at now, and where do you want to be with it?
I've got a fair few food supplies. I've got each one member of the family's got a bug out bag. I'm quite happy with the level I am at food wise. I mean, I keep topping up every now and again because you have to rotate, don't you?
Yeah, of course.
So I'm quite happy with the amount of food I've got. I just keep rotating it. But now I'm working on precious metals, gems, things like that.
So more of a financial prepping.
Yeah.
If you don't mind me mentioning it, you said you broke your spine. You've got a broken spine.
Yeah.
How does that play in planning?
I used to be a smoker,
right?
And I used to suffer because I've got COPD as well. And I used to suffer with cough syncope. I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
I've not. No.
Where you have a coughing fit, you pass out.
Oh wow!
I actually lost my license because I lost my driving license because I had to report it, and they took my license off me for 5 years.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Because I'm only saying interesting because recently, not recently, for the last year and a half, if I cough really bad, I go a bit dizzy. And it's in the back of my head. I don't know if that's the same thing.
It's borderline, yeah, but I'd be very careful about who you tell them.
No, I was joking. It's not me. Don't take my license, please.
But no, I stood out in the back garden having a cigarette in my last where I used to live, and it's like a pebbled path, pebble and concrete.
Yeah.
I took the drag of the fag, started coughing, passed out, gone backwards, and hit my spine on the stones in the path.
Oh.
I've broken the L1, the L5, the T12, T11, T10, and T9.
Wow.
The L5 has actually ballooned.
Christ.
Yeah.
Wow. How does that play in with all your prepping and your planning? Because obviously we have people of all different sort of health and physicalities within our network.
Yeah. I mean,
we had Josh who's disabled, you know.
Yeah, I could put my bug out bag on and sort of get to the car. But then that's why I've EMP proof my car.
Right. So you've got
I've got that fully protected, and it's an old car as well, so there's no electronics on it.
Right. Okay.
It's an old Ford Mondeo estate I've got.
Right. Okay.
So I basically get everything in the car. My car's already stocked up with quite a bit of kit, and I've got a touring caravan to hook up to it.
Okay.
So it's pile everything in the car, get the dogs in the car because we've got another car as well that is also EMP proofed. So it's pile the dogs in the car and the cat, get in, go, get the caravan, and then just go somewhere where we're out of the way, if you know what I mean.
So kind of a remote bug out.
We can't stay
here. Yeah. I mean, a remote bug out is good. But I mean, with the caravan, you're going to have limited access, right? You're only going to be able to get where the roads are and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
I have actually, I go to a usual campsite.
All right. Okay.
And I don't say I get on well with the owners, but we're acquaintances. We talk when we go down there. We socialise. So I intend on going there and coming to some agreement with them if the eventuality
or else.
Yeah. And just see if we can purchase there on the site.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
they've got a pub there, so I'll be quite happy.
I'll stay as long as the pub's still pumping.
Yeah.
Let's go into obviously because you're quite fresh to prepping. This might be a subject that you don't know the answer to yet. But I always like to ask, what's your biggest prepper mistake? Something you might have done or purchased that you think I wouldn't do that, or I made a mistake doing that. Is there any?
No, I can't say there is at the moment. As I say, I'm pretty new to prepping, so I've not really made mistakes yet. But
you've not realised the mistakes yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So if you're starting prepping for the first time right now, do you think you'd go about it the same way, or would you approach it differently?
No, I think I'd approach it differently. I think I'd start with the food first.
Right.
Get as much food in as I can with the bug out bag. Then I'd go on to things like the EMP proofing of the car, and whereas this time round it was EMP proof the car, forget the bug out bags, all the top of the range gadgets and all the rest of it. You know what I mean? And then I concentrated on the food. I think it's off the back face. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because if it hit the fan during that phase, you'd
Yeah,
have all
you know
the
what I
tech
mean? Oh
and
shit! What am
nothing
I going
to
to eat?
Lots of stuff to trade, I
Yeah.
suppose.
Oh, I'm all right for trading. I've got a wardrobe here full of alcohol, full of spirits.
Yeah. Oh well, I mean, I'm not sure I'd be trading them either. I'd be cracking one open when it hits the fan.
Yeah.
I'm the same. I neglected to tell family like 3 or 4 years ago that I don't drink all that much anymore.
Yeah.
And they were all still buying me bottles of whiskey for Christmas and birthdays. So I ended up with this cabinet, and I'm just thinking, well, it's antiseptic, it's fuel, it's it's everything all at once, and it's a trading commodity, so it's worth it.
Yeah.
Does your health play into the factor or play in your mind of defending yourself and defending the family when it comes to like a civil unrest? And how are you going to take steps to mitigate that?
Well, I mean, if a group of them turned up, then it would be, am I fit enough and capable to defend my family?
Mm.
So as it stands now, I've got 4 crossbows. One of them is a 6-shot crossbow.
Purely for target shooting. Purely for target shooting people.
Everything purely for target shooting. I've got a samurai sword and knives and plenty of arrows.
Yeah. So I mean, does it play into the factor of you'll need to get out quicker? Do you think?
Yes.
Because
I think if it gets to the point of people coming around to rob you constantly, then yes, it'd be everything in the car. Let's go.
Yeah,
but it's not safe to be around here anymore.
So have you trained this? Have you loaded the car? Have you hooked the van up? Have you done the bug out?
Not to the location. No, I'm still a bit unsure of my location, other than the campsite.
Yeah.
So, well, I've loaded the car's loaded. That's permanently loaded. That is, just in case it's a case of instantly we can't stay here after the 2 weeks of radiation. Yeah. Then it's a case of getting the car and go. I ain't gonna worry about loading the car, bottom my bug out bag.
Yeah. So, but you've tried it. You've actually hooked it up and gone like quickly, sort of thing, and tested that out. Yeah, I like that. That's the way to do it, definitely. What's your favorite piece of gear or prep? What's your favorite item?
I think it's got to be me thermal camera.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah.
Cool. Tell us about that.
it's only a little handheld one, right? But it cost me, I think it was £97 from Amazon.
Okay.
I did it on a bug out video. EMP a day after bag that I did the other day. It's listed on there. About £97 from Amazon, and it's brilliant. It's absolutely fantastic. You know what I mean? You can see it's for you holding it up to your windows. You can see any gaps where the cold's getting into your windows.
Okay.
Around your door, you can see if the gap's getting in.
Can you pick up
if the weapon goes off, you can see where it will get in.
What's the distance like picking up body heat? What's the distance?
I mean, I've only tested it from one side of the room to the other, and I can pick up everything.
Yeah. That's cool. What advice would you give if you could give advice to any preppers in your kind of situation? Health, family, location wise, anyone that can relate to you, what kind of advice would you give them if they're starting prepping for the first time?
Just have a bug out, get a bug out location first of all. If you've got your preps, get a bug out location done ASAP, because as you said in one of your videos, it is going to get to a point where the toilets are going to start backing up and things like that. You're not going to be able to stay in your first location.
Yeah.
So get a bug out location fixed in place. You know what I mean?
At least one.
At least one. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So yeah, and have a mode of transport if you're not capable of doing the walking. Like I've done, EMP proof an old car. Get an old car and EMP proof it.
Yeah. How do the EMP proof it? What have you done?
I don't know whether you've heard it. It's the trap device, TRAP. Right. It was recommended by a YouTuber called EMP Doctor. Okay. He's actually a NASA scientist that specializes in EMPs.
Right.
And he recommended them. And I've got one on my battery terminals, and I've got one that plugs into my cigarette lighter.
So it sounds, something recommended by NASA sounds way out of my budget.
No,
I'm not gonna lie.
Actually quite reasonable. They're actually quite reasonable, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's interesting. I think I'm going to go down the old Defender route where nothing is electric and it's just all mechanical. Right, let's jump on to YouTube, because even as a new prepper, you've took the plunge. And let me just pop this on the screen at the bottom, and that's you at Royal Engineers Veteran. We'll also link it in the description.
Thank you.
What made you go onto YouTube?
Just mainly spread the word. Try and get as many people prepping as possible. I saw channels like yourselves and Scottish Prepper 73, and I thought, why not? If the more people that are prepping, the less people that are going to be knocking on my door.
Yeah, well, exactly. I mean? Yeah. And I suppose if you're searching for a prepper channel, if you only see 2 or 3, you're going to think it's a niche. But if there's loads of prepper channels, lots of people doing it, it becomes more normal, right?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
So you've been on YouTube for a month.
About that, yeah.
You've done 21 videos in a month. I mean, that's some good going right there. Most people start with 1 or 2.
Yeah. Well, with me not working anymore, I've been medically retired for life. I get awfully bored easily.
Right.
So, because I'm not monetizing it either. I can't do that because it'll interfere with my benefits.
Right.
If I lose my benefits, I've got to go back to work.
Right.
So I'm not going to monetize the YouTube. I'm just doing it for fun, basically.
That's great. Yeah.
So just spread the word. That's my main theory behind it all, if you know what I mean.
So what do you hope to achieve with it?
Well, as well as learning myself from the viewers, the comments, try and educate people about prepping and how they can do it an easier route than I did. That makes sense.
What do you think gives you a unique perspective? Like, I mean, sell it to me. Sell it to me. What's your unique perspective on prepping that people might tune in for?
Well, I've been thinking about this answer all day, make it my,
and it's still gone.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a ex-Royal Engineers veteran. I've done all things like the fieldcraft, things like that. I intend on doing a bit of wild camping, roughing it basically.
Yeah.
I've got the tent, I've got the camping stoves and all the rest of it. So I'll do videos on it.
Yeah.
Use the fieldcraft that I learned in the army to try and teach videos on things like firelighting and cooking food. I've been trying to find on the internet places where you can hunt legally.
Yeah.
But it's all deer hunting, and you have to pay thousands to hunt one deer. Wow. You know what I mean? Thousands. It's unbelievable, the price of it.
Often you'll find it's cheaper to get a trip abroad somewhere else.
Really?
Yeah, where you can hunt. Just throwing that out there. Hook the caravan up, hop the channel, go and find somewhere.
I mean, I've been communicating with a lot of farmers just lately.
Yeah.
Very wise people. A lot of land have a problem with rabbits getting to their crops. So, I mean, they go out shooting the little beggars. So I'm trying to see if I can get one of them to go on a hunt with him. Cool. Yeah. Just catch one, and then I can do an overnighter with it on his land, and teach her how to prepare it, and cook it. You know what I mean? Which I learned with 22 SAS. I did a survival weekend with them.
All right, cool.
I mean, we didn't have to catch the rabbits. They brought the rabbits in, and we had to dispatch it and skin it, cook it, and eat it.
Yeah.
So it's not for the faint-hearted.
No, but I do think it's something that should be done by a lot of people.
Yeah.
People are so detached from the food, right? Meat is just in a plastic packet at Sainsbury's.
Yeah.
It's not hopping around, you know.
No.
These same people will go and feed the lambs at a farm and think it's cute as anything, and then go home and make lamb chops and not even put 1 and 2 together, you know.
No.
But yeah, I do think everyone should do it at some point. I've done it myself. You're right. I mean, I saw a grown guy pass out during it. You know?
Yeah.
So you've got to really, you know, have the stomach for it. But I mean,
you have, yeah.
I don't know. It wasn't like I had to overcome anything with it.
No.
It was like I haven't got that detachment. I know it's food. I know what it's going to look like inside. I'm not, you know, I wasn't under illusion that I was going to cut it open and butterflies were going to come out, you know. So, but yeah, I do think everyone should do it at some point.
Yeah, definitely.
So everyone watching now, 21 videos, just starting out. You know what it's like when you first start out. It's obviously nerve-wracking.
Very nerve-wracking. Yeah, I was bricking at my first video.
So it's only going to improve. It's only going to get better. 20 subscribers. That's nowhere near enough. So go down, show Royal Engineers Veteran some love. When you go onto the channel, it'll say Sapper Prepper UK. So don't think you've got it wrong. It's, you know, they're correlated as the name, but at Royal Engineers Veteran, or click the link below. Go and give him a subscribe. Go and check through the videos and talk to him in the comments. Any final thoughts from you while you have a captive audience, Matt?
Just, you know, prep as much as you can. Tune into the channel. I'm going to be doing a lot more reviews on products that I've already got. Things like Geiger counter. There's thermal optics. Things like that. I mean, tune in. There's going to be some good videos coming up.
I mean, yeah, I saw some of your gear in the bag. All I know is somehow I need to weasel my way into Matt's will. But yeah, it's always a pleasure speaking to you. Like I say, a member of my channel and a member of our Discord group for our UK Prepper Network. So it's been great having you here. Thank you, everyone else, for watching. Yeah, cheers. Thanks, everyone else for watching. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, leave a comment below for me or Matt. I'm sure he'll check the comments as well. And we'll see you all in the next one. Bye.